Welcome to another episode of In the Middle of It All at Rolfe. Our intro music was created by 7th grader Zakai Woodson. I'm Miss Boyd, the school's innovative learning coach here at Rolfe, and I am here with
Jabril,
Vaughn,
Kadynn.
And they were some of our main producers on our recent Readers Theater episodes. They worked really hard during all the stages of the project. And so with this, we're going to get a little behind the scenes intel on how we created a Readers Theater for our podcast club. So guys, the first question I wanted to know, what was the part of this whole thing that you enjoyed the most? Like, was it with the podcaster, recording, the editing sounds, AI, video? What did you like the most?
My favorite part was the actual recording part because I got to use different voices for different characters.
Cool.
Mine was also the recording because there were so many funny things that were happening during them and so many fails.
Okay. How about you, Jabril? How did you feel? What did you like the most?
my favorite part was also the recording part because of all the different voices we had to make and all the ideas we had to come up with.
So you guys were kind of liking the theatrical side of things,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Have you guys done theater like on the stage before?
I don't think so.
No? Nobody's been on the stage before?
ballet
I
count?
have. I used to
not
be a
ballet. Does
chorus
cheerleading
in,
count?
Chorus?
fourth
Okay.
grade.
Cheerleading, Vaughn?
I mean, I've been in the band.
Okay, so you guys have performed.
I'm in band too.
So how is this a little different from like your regular performances?
see
I'm
your
not
face.
on a stage. They can't see my face, and all they hear is my voice.
Okay. So are y'all more comfortable with that?
Yes, a lot more calm.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So it's a different way to try these things. Okay, well, so y'all said you really liked the recording on the podcaster, like the stuff that we're recording on right now. What was something you liked about that process, or how did we do that? Like, how did we set up? What did we do?
I believe
Well,
there was 2 per microphone.
So when you guys were using 2 per microphone, what did you have to do?
And,
Teamwork.
Teamwork.
One person had the headphones, one did not.
and each time we had to talk, we would just lean in.
You would also have to trust them to tell you that your voice was actually good, not bad.
True. Yeah, we did a lot of mic checks, right? Like, we're always doing mic checks. But you guys did a great job
And
with that.
sometimes we had to adjust their volume.
Yeah, we're having to figure that out and work with those things. So you guys did a good job with the recording, but then after that, we didn't do just recording. We had to like enhance what we did. So what did we do to like enhance that? Like,
Edited.
okay, edit it. So with this, let's go with sound first before we go into our picture stuff. Like with our sounds and things, what did we end up doing?
We got them from Pixabay.
And why do we do Pixabay? Do you remember why?
Because,
Copyright free.
Yes. Go ahead, Jabril.
well, we're going to say the same thing.
Yeah, copyright free. We don't want to be ripping people off, right? So we were using Pixabay and doing the sounds. How did the sounds help that?
It made it funnier.
It made it more
It made
immersive.
it way funnier because we would like sometimes like we would just put sounds in there and then you wouldn't figure out that the sound was like a whole different sound than it was supposed to be until you played it and then it would just be like, why is he making a chicken sound?
Oh, yeah. Well, and then you guys did some enhancements, too. I remember, like, in the Calvin story with, like, the 19th story, y'all picked something interesting with that. What did you do with that one?
Spooky noise.
And why did you pick Spooky Noise?
Because it's like a warrior, because they speak with fear when they talk about the 19th story.
Exactly. So you guys were adding,
And
like,
also, it's the fact that the podcast, like, even if you're not listening to it, you can still see it. Or even if you're not watching it, you can still hear it.
so, yeah, even though you're not seeing it, you get that.
19th story.
Okay, there you go. Even though you're not seeing it, you do get to hear, like, the feeling of it. You guys enhanced your performances, right? Well, okay, we talked a little bit about music. We've talked a little bit about that. Now, Kadynn, you were saying AI, which, yes, that is what we did. So what about that process when we were trying to enhance the imagery?
It was awful.
Terrible.
Why?
It was
What do you
so
say?
scary.
It definitely took a lot.
It kept giving you bulky arms.
It definitely took a lot of tries to get it right, but eventually we were able to get decent pictures that we can use in the story.
Right.
Coming out realistic, really realistic.
Yeah, they were realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what were some of the things we had to do, like, when we were prompting to try to help it work for us?
Be very specific in terms of what to do.
You can't use the word black for like the skin or dark skin because
It will
they're
always
kind
come out
of
white.
really bad at it. And,
So what did we end up doing? Did we do like African American?
Yes.
Or okay, and that helped it. Yeah. So that is one thing with AI. Sometimes has a problem with like different ethnicities and races, and so we really had to work through that. So what else? So you talked about, so Jabril, I know you were saying we had to be really specific. Like when in terms of the prompts you guys did, were they very like short things or what did we have to do with these things?
They were super duper long.
Put more details as we get more specific.
You had to
about
put
it.
details on details on details.
And then when we did that, it kind of did it. But I know, like, Kadynn, like, for me, I was like, you did, like, the fish basket, and I didn't have a picture, so I was trying to generate from what you did. And it gave me, like, weird stuff. Like, it gave scary teeth and, like, what was the hardest thing to try to generate?
People.
People? You thought people?
I think the talking. The talking.
I
The
could
talking
not get
animals.
The
my-
talking objects?
Yes,
Objects were
that's
awful.
Yeah, it was hard to make, like, inanimate
Even
objects talk.
Especially
Well,
the river I made.
The images weren't perfect, but they were pretty good. We did
We
our
had
best.
to.
They weren't perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, they turned out good in the end, but so this is one thing. This is Miss Boyd's personal opinion. I was an art teacher and a lot of people hate AI art. And the thing is like they feel like it's ripping it off and stuff. But we picked Adobe Express because one, you guys are allowed to use it because of your ages. Copyright free. And also the artists that work with it have allowed us to kind of use their stuff. But I will say this. So I don't know if I told you that, but I went to college for illustration. And so some of the things we made, I was like, oh, we could do like somebody jumping out of the water and covering him up. But the problem is that we could never generate some of that stuff. Like you told me when we did Miss Jules banging her head, it would not happen. Why do you think that? You told me that right away, that it wasn't going to generate. And you were right.
Violence.
Yeah, it doesn't let you do violence. There's some certain terms that it doesn't allow you to use.
Yeah, so it can be limiting too sometimes. So people are like scared of AI, but I feel like now as after doing this project with y'all that I don't know. I don't think it's going to take the artist away because it can't do everything that we have in our minds.
Changes because of
cannot
it had the
change
age
the way
limit,
it
like
comes
the restrictions. So it might be different than other AI apps.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, so I mean, with AI stuff, I thought that was interesting as well. Like, we also did editing of all those things. So we did our music, we did our talking and things, and then we put it all together. How did we do that? How did we put it all together?
V-video.
So with the Wii video stuff, like, what did you guys find it was easy to work with, or did you find the video editing challenging? How did you feel about that?
Surprisingly,
It was pretty easy.
Okay.
I think it was the hardest part. Actually, I think it was the easiest part. Actually,
I think the hardest part, easiest part was actually probably the recording.
recording was the most fun for sure.
You enjoyed that the most. Well, but the problem is you can record it and then you can't use it. So this back behind the scenes stuff you guys did is very important.
I think the editing was the least fun part, but I like the images more.
But then pulling all that stuff together is important because if we don't, we can't put it all. We just can't throw it out there.
Once you finish it all, it feels relieving.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. When we are working with this, I know you guys said we had to work together, like with teamwork and stuff. So there's a lot of skills that we were doing that, maybe you don't always think about. Like in terms of collaborating and like the teamwork, how did you guys do that? Like, or what was the strong things about that when you were working together?
Sharing.
Sharing what?
The
The mics
microphone.
and the headphones.
When you guys were working together as a team and collaborating, like how was that important to this process?
You have to stay calm and be cooperative with whoever you're sharing the mic with.
What about with what you guys were doing? Like we were working the same time on that edit and stuff.
We had to make sure we weren't like using the same, make sure we weren't doing the same object. Otherwise, that would have made it like hard because then we'd have the same thing in there, like with the same name, but it would look totally different.
Right. So we really had to like communicate too, right? A lot of communication on what we're doing and adding together. Did you guys pick up anything new? Like, did you learn anything new during this project?
Synchronization. When we were doing the talk podcast, I came up with the idea of we sync up the WAS
That's true.
together. Wow! You're late. You're late.
Yeah, the synchronization was not quite there. When you guys though, but like, did you end up learning something new that you could try sometime later?
Teamwork.
Okay.
I guess teamwork too.
You can't tell Adobe to not do something. It doesn't listen. To
It's like a
not.
child. It's like a child when you be like, "Yo, can you go clean the dishes?" Well,
No.
I was gonna clean the dishes, but now you're telling me to do so, and I don't want to.
It's like an emo teenager that doesn't want to listen to their parents.
That's true. It doesn't always, the AI does not always cooperate, which is why we
Sometimes.
need those people, like that's why artists and people are important. So,
Just a phase.
yeah, it's just a phase. How did this project change your understanding of like storytelling? So you guys said that you've been doing performances, but you hadn't done like plays and stuff. Has this kind of changed out how you think you might try to tell a story in the
I have
future?
in fact
Yes.
done plays.
I became very wise.
How so?
Why?
There's a wise old man named
I've got
Lewis.
way better at storytelling.
Nice.
Long ago.
Long ago in front.
Yeah.
Long
Well, and you
ago,
guys.
there was a peaceful village.
City of Accra.
So you are better at storytelling.
There's different voices for different characters, like when you're reading to like a child. Mm-hmm. That makes it more interesting.
So, do you think that this would be something you'd ever want to do
Yes,
again?
yes,
Yes,
most
definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
I absolutely love this.
Yes.
Yeah,
I absolutely agree.
It's something we knew we've tried and we want to do more in the future. So hopefully at this time we will be able to do more. All right. So that will wrap up our session, this last episode of In the Middle of It All at Rolfe, as we talked about our new series with Readers Theaters. And hopefully next year we will have some new ones to share with you. So this is signing off from
Jabril.
Vaughn.
Kadynn.
and Miss Boyd
And stay tuned.
for more.
Next year. There's not going to be any more this year.